Absolutely. If another 100 would be a big call, but look, I'm more confident now than I have been for the whole time I've been at the club. We've got the right people, and there's something I've picked up over the years. If you get the right people, the right character, they're going to find a way to get the job done, and that's what we've got at the moment. They are young and they're a bit inexperienced, but we're all striving in the same direction, and it's just a matter of time now.
When you talk about the right people, you talk about in the players.
Players, coaches, got a great coaching staff. Even admin, Brendan Gale runs a great ship over here, and it just gives the whole club balance, something that we may not have had over my 8 years. But like I said, something we certainly have now, and in the long run, it can only work.
What about in recent weeks, the club's form hasn't been great? What's sort of been going on there?
Oh, look, there's probably a myriad of issues that we could go through, but we won't go through them now, other than to say that, yeah, look, it's been disappointing. There's been some disappointing losses. As we said at the start of the year, we said we'd win some games that we thought we might lose and that others thought we might lose, and we're probably going to lose some that people expected us to win, and that's exactly how it's panned out. Like I said, we would have liked a few more wins, but in the end, this year was about learning and developing, and we've certainly been in games a lot more than we had in the past, so we've certainly improved on last year. Just unfortunate that it hasn't correlated directly to wins all the time.
It seems like you've hit a wall, maybe a month or so ago. Is that fair?
It has been a tough month, but we certainly haven't hit a wall. There's still 5 games to go. We've got a lot that we can achieve. There are other teams who are a bit older who might not see it the same way, but with a young group, there's just so much more. You can build momentum. You can get young guys experience. You can have guys that may not have had any form all year that finally find it, and just means their pre-season is that much better for it. So we've got plenty to gain, and that's the way we're going to attack it.
What's the week off been like?
It's been good. I'd certainly be advocating that having the 2 buys again next year. It's just physically it gives you that extra bit of time to get the body right, to get you through the rest of the season, and mentally it's such a stressful game these days on and off the field that it's just good to be able to have a weekend where you don't have to worry about too many things, and then you can attack the next game with a bit more gusto.
Because there's so much expectation on your club, then is it tough to hold your mental nerve while this improvement's coming? Because there's obviously no fast tracking.
No, that's the
thing. There is a lot of expectation on your club, though.
Yeah, it's a powerful club, and for that reason, there's always going to be a lot of expectation, and that's one of the great things about playing for the Richmond Footy Club. And as I said, people probably have expected us to consistently play at the heights that we have shown at different times, and that means that people get frustrated when we don't. But as we said at the start of the year, because we are a young group, consistency is always going to be one of our issues, and as we get older and maturer, I'm sure that'll be one of the things that we manage to nail down, and as a result, we'll be a better team.
I'm sure you've heard a lot of people saying that West Coast are a lock for the top 4 because they're not playing anyone on the way in. Is that a bit disrespectful to your club?
No, look, I think West Coast are going to hopefully play top 4, hopefully for them, because they're playing good footy. They're a club that's shown what you can do in 12 months. They struggled a bit last year, and they've completely turned it around this season. So it's one of those clubs we can look at and actually really take something from.
But is it the fact that people actually dismiss the fact that they might lose a few on the way in, like a game like this weekend?
You guys are going to say that kind of stuff all the time. We don't read too much into it. I don't pick up a paper on a Monday and worry about what the other people say. We worry about what happens in here, and if we do that, then the rest takes care of itself.
Is it there tall players that are going to pose the biggest challenge?
Yeah, look, there's going to be a few things we're going to have to be wary of, but as I said, we'll just concentrate what we do best. That's what we need to do. We need to worry less about what other teams are doing and more about developing our individual players, our team structures, because in the long run, that's what's going to pay off with the greater dividends.
Danny, what's the 100-game milestone mean to you, and will you have family over there?
I won't have my family there. Actually, my brother rose in the other 23s for Australia, so he's competing in Amsterdam. So the parents have picked the favourite child and gone over there. But I've got some friends coming over, and look, it's fantastic. I'm probably not a big individual milestone kind of guy, but I never thought I'd make it to 100. It's been a bit of a grind, but that's how I play my footy. Just do the simple things and grind away. So I'm looking forward to it.
Does that make it a bit more sort of special for you? You've had your not issues, but as you mentioned, it hasn't been easy at times for you.
Yeah, look, I was never going to be one of the stars of the competition. I'm just one of the guys that has to do his job, and as one of the leaders, look after the other guys, and that's what I pride myself on doing. And if I play another 50 games like that, I'll be very happy with my career. But drafted as a 17-year-old, I was pretty raw, and I thought I'd be lucky to play 20 games, and then I got to 50, and here I am playing 100, and probably taking a bit of luck with circumstance of where I've been for the last 8 years. But I'm looking forward to the next 50 because I think they're going to take us to big places.
Did you start doing medicine, and how far did you go with it?
No, I'm doing commerce, and it's 7 years in, and I've still got another year to go, so it's a slow process.
What's that been like for you, Daniel? You're a regular tweeter and all that stuff. You do a lot of stuff outside footy. Is that how you kind of get through professional footy, that you have a lot of outside interests, you do a lot of other things?
Yeah, look, I certainly encourage other guys at our club and even people who are playing at other levels of football that you have to have balance, and it is one of the things that's kept me sane, especially through stressful times over the years, just to have other things to fall back on, other interests, and whether it's study or tweeting and trying to keep out of trouble there, or even travel at the end of the year. If you have those things to fall back on, life just continues on as it needs to.
So what you said before, Danny, do you look at West Coast as what can be achieved? Is that what you sort of show to your young group? These are the sort of things that can happen?
Absolutely.
To it, yeah.
And even coming up against a good side, you earn a lot more respect back from the AFL and your mob, world I should say, and your mob, by beating the good teams. And, we could be playing one of the lesser teams this week and we could win and people would be happy that we did. But if we go over to Perth and beat the Eagles, people will certainly be turning heads and saying that maybe we haven't quite hit the wall as other people might have suggested.
Is your team aware that it's a big week for them over there too? They're celebrating their 25th anniversary for playing your club in the first game ever.
I wasn't actually aware of that, but as I said, we focus internally here at the moment. That's what we've got to do, and that's what's going to get the result.
And the Players Association stuff. Daniel, there's been talk of boycotting international rules matches and a few other things. Can you inform us of what's going on there?
Yeah, look, there's no direct line of action that we're taking as players. We're just supporting the AFLPA guys, Matt Finnis and his team, and they're doing a great job. And we had the presentation from Andrew Demetrio the other week, and the stuff that he puts forward just shows that they've been doing a great job too. And look, they're both organisations with plenty of integrity. I've got no doubt the deal will get done. It's just a matter of time, and I'm pretty sure everyone will be happy in the end. But at this stage, the players aren't sitting behind closed doors painting their banners and waiting to get out behind a picket line. That's just not the plan at this stage. We've got our team, the AFLPA, they're doing the work for us, and we've got full faith in them.
Demetrio actually sort of came out and mentioned you as a bloke that asked some questions, that you asked some pretty intelligent questions. Did you get swayed by anything he said in terms of sort of the figures the AFL are putting forward compared to what the Players Association are?
Look, I'm swayed by the man. He's always very good at what he does, but probably not so much his figures. That's where the AFLPA and the AFL disagree at the moment, and that's fine. That happens in any negotiation. But look, to his credit and to his team's credit, they do a great job. The AFL's in great shape at the moment, and that's due to them. But it's also due a fair amount to what the players do on and off the field, and that's why we want our fair share for it.
So
Andrew need to studying commerce?
I think he might have, didn't he? I'm not saying anything about Andrew. He's been nice to me, and I think he does a great job. So let's just keep it at that. He's an intimidating man. I don't think I will.
That sort of difference in the figures, it seems to have been a sticking point along. Do you see that as sort of actually getting closer? Is there any ground being made?
Look, I haven't been involved hands-on in the negotiations for a while, but as far as I'm aware, they are moving forward. It's a slow process because everyone's got a lot on the table and they've got to wade through all that. But like I said before, I've got no doubt that it'll get done.
Daniel, did you read or hear Dean Bailey's comments yesterday about what Melbourne did as far as playing for draft picks and so-called tanking? I'm just wondering what players kind of think about whether that actually exists or whether it happens or whether it's acceptable.
I didn't read the comments, but I've been in situations before when we've been down the bottom of the ladder, and I can guarantee you 100% that players never go out there with any other idea in their mind than to win. It's a devastating thing to lose a game of football in front of your fans. You got family and friends watching. You got, more importantly, your teammates and coaches. And the last thing you ever want to do is have that little bit of doubt that you didn't try. And you can mark my words that players play to win, and coaches coach to win as well.
Dean basically said exactly the same thing, but he also added that players were played in experimental positions and a lot of things were done differently rather than just trying to win games. With only a few weeks to go for the rest of the season, should Richmond supporters get used to seeing players in experimental positions?
The only way we'll have a player in experimental position is if we think it's going to be better for our future. We're playing this year in order to get better for the next few years, and that's the most important thing here, that in the end we want the ultimate success. So if it means moving players around, it'll be for that exact reason, not for any other.
Did you play in that game a couple of years ago, the last one, Richmond-Melbourne, where Richmond won sort of the goal after the siren?
Oh yeah, Jordan McMahon kicked it. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a game that's sort of come up to question a bit. What's your memories of that game and the feeling of, I guess, winning it and how much it was
Pretty
worth
good.
at that stage?
Pretty good seeing J-Mac kick a goal after the siren. That's about all I remember.
Yeah.